If your company has a lot of strength and a lot of opportunity, then that's a good forecast for the future. But what happens if you don't? Well, let's have a look at it in the SWOT analysis. Welcome.
Hi and welcome to the Service Show. In this episode, we're going to talk about the SWOT analysis.
Yes, and what is the SWOT analysis about? Well, basically, it's about the strength and weaknesses, which goes internally, and then it's about the opportunities and threats, which are externally. But for who are this internal and external? For a company.
Yeah, when we're looking at a company and they're looking at the strength and the weaknesses, which are internal, then you're talking about elements that the company can control themselves.
Yeah.
So when you're looking at a strength, you can, for example, look at the employees.
Yes.
How is our competences covered by the employees, and do they have untapped resources?
Yeah.
And when you're looking at the weaknesses, it could be the same, actually, because strengths and weaknesses can often coincide. And you can say, okay, we might have some competences, but we also have some weaknesses within our staff.
Yeah, for instance, if you have a lot of employees who've been employed in your company for many years, well, that would be normally considered as a strength because they have a lot of know-how, but it could also be characterized as a weakness, depending on what type of company you have, because those employees, are they focused enough on actually trying to develop and to be good employees? I mean, one thing is to have a lot of know-how, but are you using it up to date?
Yeah, and that is why you have to use the SWOT analysis in a way where you know what you're looking at. Is it a threat, or is it a weakness that we have in accordance to this challenge, that we have employees with a lot of
yeah, exactly. And then we're just going to cover the externally just very briefly, because we have the opportunities and the threats, and they are not controlled from the company's perspective. They are controlled by the market. It's something that externally could be something positive or something negative.
Yeah, and that is why when you're looking at the opportunities and the threats, you can also look at analysis like the PESTEL analysis, which are also external. So whatever comes in politically or market-wise that you cannot control, that could be, for example, a recession in the economy, that could be a threat. But it could also be an opportunity if you're looking at the financial crisis. There were people who actually benefited a lot from this situation. But again, it depends on what your challenge is, what you're looking at from your point of view as a company.
And as you can probably hear, then we're also putting it out like it's a way to argue for whether you have it as a strength, a weakness, an opportunity or threat. I mean, it's always in the perspective of the company. So something that might be an opportunity could also be argued for to be a threat. So it has a lot to do with this about how you actually give your argumentation.
And then there's one important point about the SWOT analysis.
Another one. Yeah.
A very important point, and that is that the SWOT analysis can never stand alone.
No.
And it should not be the first thing you do when you're looking at a company.
If you do it in the beginning of a report or in the beginning of a project period, then it's basically to give you an idea about what you think about the situation. It's not the actual situation, because when you're doing this, you have to conduct a lot of research and you have to do a lot of another analysis. And it's basically those conclusions that you put into the SWOT analysis in order of giving the SWOT analysis some, value, some life.
Exactly.
Yeah. So the SWOT analysis, it's a good tool. It leads on to doing a TAOS analysis, and we'll cover that in another episode. So thank you guys for tuning in, and welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hi and welcome.
Welcome
Welcome to the Service Show.
This is going to take a lot of takes. Yes.
Hi and welcome to the Service Show.
Welcome. Yeah, sorry.
Hi and welcome to...
Sorry.
Thank you.
Yeah, sorry. Something you could try to take advantage of if it's going well, just like an opportunity. As a strength. Goddamn computer.